Hi YouTube, Brian James at Micro Four Thirds guy here with you with another Micro Four chat. Great day today. It's the first day I've been out doing the shooting on my new used Olympus OMD E-M1 Mark II, and I've had a cracking afternoon. I've got a video to put together of some of the things that I've done on it today. I've got some thoughts on it insofar as how it goes against the original E-M1 and how it lines up against its big competitor, the Lumix G9, which I also have. So therefore a future video, look out for that one. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, there's a subscribe button below, hit that, and the notification bell to get updates. And the other thing that I've seen today is quite an interesting release on 43 Rumours, which is new firmware for the GH5S and also the G9. And the GH5S takes it to version 2.0. The G9 takes it to version 2.4. It is literally rumours. It's 4/3 rumours. But some of the things they're talking about is an update to the menus and also the custom modes. And you'll get it right in the end. This is what happens, you see, when you do these things to camera. So, yeah, it's looking as though there's going to be some standardisation. If it comes off, standardisation between how the menus are done on the S series, the full frame Lumix cameras, and the 4/3 cameras. That'll be really interesting to see. One of the things I've noticed about Lumix on the updates that they've done, well, both Lumix and Olympus, but certainly Lumix in the past with their updates, they've tended to really make some big improvements. When the version 2 firmware came out for the G9, it was like going out and buying a whole new camera. It really was that much of a difference between the version 1X firmware and the version 2.0 firmware. And they've kept on adding on to it up to version 2.4. So it'll be interesting to see what they actually do on it. But, you know, when you're getting effectively the facilities of what would be a replacement model, yet keeping the same camera and literally doing it for free is fabulous. So I'm very, very hopeful to see some good things on both the GH5S firmware and the G9 firmware. Let me know if you've heard anything other than what I've just said down in the comments below. I'd be really interested in hearing your opinion on that. Back to the original subject that I started on, though, the Olympus OMD E-M1 Mark II. Really interesting day. It's so different in the hand to what I've had previously. The OM1, the original OM1 with its flip screen rather than the tilt swivel screen, that was the limiting factor for me, because quite often, as you may notice, I'm slightly over 21 years old now. So the idea of getting down on my hands and knees to take low-level shots is becoming more and more difficult. And as I said in a previous video, I've damaged my left arm anyway. So trying to do things like that is getting really difficult. Now the flip screen, if you're shooting in landscape, was great. Unfortunately, if you tried to do anything in a portrait mode, forget it, because you couldn't do it. Well, with the GX8 and the G9 having the tilt swivel screen, you can do that quite comfortably. And it was really a nice thing to have on the E-M1 Mark II today when I was doing that, because it's opened that area up for me. I can get low down shots or even quite high up shots. Will you be quiet, whoever the dog is? I can get either low down shots or quite high up over the head shots and be able to do those in landscape, in portrait as well as landscape. It is an unusual feel in the hand as well compared to the G9. If you look at the actual cameras side by side, there's not a huge amount of physical size difference, but if the G9 just feels so much bulkier. One of the beauties about both this Mark II and the G9 is the big grips. I love big grips, and that was part of the reason I actually liked the big Canon cameras that I had. You know, they've moved away from the 5D and the 7D and things like that. But I really did like them in the hand. They were comfortable, they're big, lots to grab hold of. And of course I haven't... Be quiet. But of course... Dogs, great. But of course having a big camera in hand then nullifies the reason for having the 4/3 format. So these seem to be a really good compromise. And again, as I say, I've got a video coming out to follow what I've done today very soon. The other thing is I've been out and about with the E-M1 Mark II doing the next stage of my Hadrian's Wall walk. So again, something else for you to look out for in the very near future. So let's see what happens with these firmware updates. I'm really excited by them because having the G9, I'm excited to see what happens with it. and we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, until we see them and until we see the next videos from me coming up, enjoy your photography. Don't forget, as I say, leave a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'm up to about 1,700 subscribers. I'm really desperate to get to 2,000 subscribers if I can. So if you haven't subscribed yet, it doesn't cost you anything. Just hit the subscribe button, and I'd love to have you as part of the group, because I'm finding that the group of subscribers that I have, some of the comments that they're leaving, I don't reply to them all, but I read every single one of them, and there's some incredibly good comments coming through. Some agreeing with me, some disagreeing with me, and that's great. That's part of life. But whatever they are, they're all constructive. And as I say, if you find these videos useful, then there's a PayPal link below. I would love to, if you want to buy me a coffee, I would love to take you up on it. But apart from that, this is Brian James, I'm Micro Four Thirds guy. Wishing you all the best of luck. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your photography. Until the next time I see you, all the best. Bye bye.